January marks the first month of a new year, and this is the month of wherein the resolutions are made and people get focused on trying to stay in good health and knock off the extra weight. Thus, marking this month as Healthy Weight Awareness Month. So, in honor of the month of new beginnings, we at Medicircle have begun the series where we are interviewing the experts in the field of health and wellness to give us the correct information, not to just to our viewers and readers, and about how to get and maintain that ideal weight. In this initiative, today we are speaking to Parul Malhotra Bahl. She is founder, Diet Expression, and has around 15 years of experience as a practicing diabetes educator, a lifestyle coach, and a nutritional blogger. Hi, Parul. Welcome to Medicircle.
Hi, how are you, Smita?
I'm great and privileged to have you here, as January is the month of commitments to our body that we would be maintaining that good and ideal weight. So here we are with a couple of questions to know what
Yes,
exactly we need to do to attain that ideal weight. So to begin with,
sure.
Parul, people
Yeah.
have this notion that loss of weight seen on the weighing scale means it's good. So, what's your
Mm.
thought on the same, since there is something called as healthy fat and unhealthy thin?
Yes, absolutely, Smita. And I'm glad that this is your first question of the interview. And I would really like to put in, it will be an amalgamation of my entire experience of the last 12 years, 15 years that I've been in the practice. Mostly most of the people who come to me with the agenda of losing weight, the first thing I tell them is set your expectations right. So the first step and the first step to the beginning of losing weight, or rather, I would say to attain a healthy weight, is to set your expectations right. Now, when I say setting the right expectations, what do I mean? Right? Well, with that, what I mean is the understanding of a person what weight is all about. Weight is not just the fat that you have in the body. Your weight comprises of a lot of components, which is your water content in the body, your muscle mass content, your fat content, and even your bone mass. Now, there are certain things which will never change, right? Your bone weight can never change, right? So those things we should not be even focusing on. But with the scale, the number that you see on the scale is just not the fat. It is a lot of these other components. So I put it very clear to people that it's just not the scale, the number on the scale that you need to look at. You really need to see a lot of other factors. You need to be sure of that you're losing the fat in the weight and not the else. So most of the people who end up doing, taking the wrong path, they end up losing the muscle mass, they end up losing the water content in the body beyond it's needed. So actually that's when they end up towards the unhealthy thin, which you just mentioned about. So what one needs to have a clarity in mind is that when we are talking about losing weight, is we are wanting to lose the fat, right? So that's the healthy weight loss that one needs to keep in mind. But when I tell that, what is the first thing that people tell me? They tell me, okay, how would I know that I'm losing a healthy weight, or am I on the right track or not? So that's when I say two things. One is, see your inch loss is happening along with that number changing on the scale or not. And that inch loss, with that inch loss, when you're losing your muscle also, you can see your skin losing. But if that skin is loose, or if it is a saggy skin, then it's not a right thing. You have to have a toned skin when you're losing just the fat and not the muscle. So that is a healthy loss. And the second thing that one needs to really look up to or focus on is that along with that changing number on the scale or inch loss, how is your internal health overall? In the process of losing that weight, are you overcoming your regular day-to-day health issues, like your indigestion issues, like constipation, bloating or gas or acidity? Your hair and skin is getting better, or are your energy levels getting better? You need to focus and pay attention to those questions rather than just looking at that number dropping on the weighing scale. So I think that's my whole idea on what you asked. I hope I've answered your question. That,
So,
yeah.
can you explain in brief what is the best way to lose weight?
All right. Most of That's the one question which I keep getting all the time. So yes, so best way of losing weight. So I believe there are three steps to losing weight. One is that you have to keep in. What first is that you have to first set your right targets. It's not a race. Don't think you are into a race and you have to lose that weight in the minimum period of time. Take it as a journey. It's a journey which you need to go on step by step, one step at a time. So be patient. Step number one, which I feel that you need to really focus on when you're wanting to lose weight, um, is set a routine for your body. It is very, very critical that your body is set on a routine. If your body is always on a different tangent all the time, your body will never understand what you want it to do. So first step is set a routine for yourself. Whether it is towards the timings through the day, what time you eat, what time you sleep, setting a routine is important. Further, to that is the first step to boost your metabolism. Then to further boost it, have small and frequent meals. That is number two. And number three is have a nutritionally well balanced meals for yourself. And when I say well balanced meal, most of the people say, oh, calorie deficit is the world all around. Well, calorie deficit is important, but to a certain extent. After that, what is important is you balancing your calories with what you're taking in and what you're expelling out, right? So very low calories or focusing only on the number of calories is not going to ever depict a well balanced diet. A
Okay.
well balanced diet will be when your quality is also taken into consideration along with the quantity of calories. So when you take care of these three steps in the first go, is when you boost your metabolism to that level where you initiate your body towards that healthy weight loss. And very importantly, which people mostly forget when they're wanting to lose weight, is that you will not always be motivated. So
Yes,
you have to be
that's one big
disciplined.
problem.
Yes. So what is going to
Get demotivated very easily.
Absolutely, because see, it will happen. You will have various barriers in your day-to-day life which will, demotivate you at every step. So what is going to help you is discipline. So if you're going to be disciplined, if you're going to make consistent efforts with that disciplined routine, believe me, everything and anything is possible. So that's we are talking in terms of weight loss, but believe me, applies to every aspect of your life. So that discipline word mostly people don't want to stick to or believe into when they're wanting to lose weight. They say, oh, just but I have started, now give me that weight loss. But that will always end up giving you a unhealthy weight loss rather than a healthy weight loss. So
Definitely.
that's my tip.
So,
Yeah.
keeping motivated and having patience is the mantra to lose weight.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because all my transformations that I've given in all these years, this is the only mantra which has worked for people who have actually, got that transformation. And that transformation was not only in their weight, believe me, the entire life changed. The entire way of looking towards life, their priority towards their health changed. So that is very, very critical that you work on changing your lifestyle and your habits rather than just focusing on those temporary weight loss, initiatives or, diets that you follow, or so small little gimmicks that you play around to get that, weight loss. That should never be the agenda. If you will keep that, you will always keep floating in that yo-yo kind of a weighing, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, and you will always stay frustrated. And
Yes,
then you will even stop believing in healthcare professionals when they say that it's possible.
surely.
So that's the point.
So, on the other sphere, like there are a lot of healthcare professionals. There is a
Yeah,
complete industry, health and wellness industry, which is in India,
yeah,
where we have yoga instructors,
yeah,
we have dietitians, we have nutritionists, we have a whole
yeah,
lot of people who are helping people either gain or lose weight. So, what are the challenges faced by them?
Well, well, to be honest, if you ask me, as a whole healthcare system, just years, I say ancient, many years ago, we started from this called as a we had started with curative science, where we used to depend on yoga, naturopathy, ayurveda. That's where the whole system started.
Yes.
And nowadays, with urbanization and people growing, getting into more of, private sector, getting into more of healthcare in the private sector, we have moved into these nutritionists and yoga and all that other things which have added on into the wellness center, wellness area or sector. What I believe is the limiting factor is that number one, the accessibility. It is not accessible to everyone and everywhere.
Yes.
That's what I feel is the biggest challenge that we have. Though the healthcare is divided into two umbrellas, if you see in India, it's one under the private sector and one under the public sector. I
Yes.
think it's the public sector which has the maximum limitations as compared to a private sector. So I feel that it is the public sector where the limitations really need to be worked on. I feel we face more of a challenge when we go and try and help more into the public health care system,
Okay.
where we do not have enough professionals who want to really work in low salaries, or people who don't want to, they don't have that enthusiasm to go out and help even those low class people. Everybody is in the rush of earning money, everybody wants to earn, that's no problem. But what I feel is that basic humanity, that basic uh, um, that little feel of reaching out and helping each and every one out there is lacking right now. So that needs to be really boosted up. So, and in considering that fact, you'll say, okay, Parul, you're saying that, what do you do? So I am a part of NGOs, and I am part of foundations where I do give my services without thinking that I am going to get paid out of it. So we need such kind of health professionals where they, if they really want to make a difference in the healthcare system or in the wellness industry, they need to think over and beyond just earning money. They need to have that compassion. Number two is the communication skills, which is lacking a lot.
Okay.
It's most of them, they feel okay, ready made diet charts or ready made patterns, ready made things are available all around. But how do you really individualize it? How you really make it very customized, and you really make it a very the way you communicate your knowledge to others, how empathetic you are towards people, plays a very vital role. And I think that's again a very challenging thing or a limitation which I feel exists in the healthcare industry or in the wellness industry in today's time. I think if we work towards that, we would really be able to grow
Sure.
way above and way high. So I think these are few things which I think we, if we work on, these are very few of them. There are many more which, if we really go into that those intricacies, we would get to know that there are a lot many limitations because of which we're not able to reach out to everyone and everywhere in India. We are limited to a very small sect of these people who are having that access in that public private sector. So that's what I feel is a big challenge and a big limitation right now.
So, Parul, as we are celebrating this weight loss month, would
Yeah.
you like to share some thoughts, tip, advice with our viewers?
Yes. So when it comes to a tip, I would really like to say two things that I have to bring it out, that weight loss should be a journey. It should not be, as I said initially, it should not be a race that you have to finish a line. Take it as it comes, take it as a slow process, take it as a gradual process, work towards it step by step. I know because it's slow, it can demotivate you very easily, and it can make somebody feel ki, oh, it is a very difficult process and I can't do it. But if you find a professional, or if you have somebody who can hold your hand and can help you understand those limitations and help you get over those limitations, I think that journey becomes very easy and beautiful. So look out for that, and just don't believe in whatever you see and whatever you hear. If even if you get down to a professional who is helping you, You should always ask questions. You should always be aware. Ask why, what, when. Those questions should never stop. Never believe blindly. Be open, have your eyes and ears open, and see what is being told to you. And then when it makes sense, and when you have a scientific base to it, you have a logic to it, is when you should apply it on yourself. And just because somebody is saying, and there's a gag of people running behind that concept, that you also should follow that. No. Understand what works for you, understand what is right for you. And obviously a professional will be able to help you with that. But getting hold of that right professional, getting hold of that correct professional is very important. Number one. Number two, understand yourself, right? Just don't blindly follow somebody. Be open to asking questions and don't feel sheepish. What I feel is, when you get into this weight loss, when you are in that thought process, even if you want doing it yourself, even if you're not with a professional, be read as much as correct information, scientific knowledge, from not from general articles. Get it from scientific based research papers. Be sure what you're reading is correct and authentic, and then believe it and then follow it. So just because it's being followed blindly is not, it's not going to work for you. And not if your body is different. Don't compare your body with anybody else's. Your metabolism, your the way your body is going to respond to a particular diet or a workout regimen or anything is going to be very different from the way any other body will respond to it. So listen to your body, understand your body, and then take your steps ahead. And if you're able to do that and just not blindly go with whatever if people are telling you, or you're listening from here and there, you will never fall into a wrong path. You will always be at the right path, and you will reach where you want to reach.
That's
Yeah,
great, Parul, to share your
yeah.
views with us. I think we all need to be motivated. I think motivation is the key. Also, right
Yes,
information is the key, because we generally
yes,
Google, we generally follow our peers and
yes,
friends. We think
yes,
that keto is
yes.
diet is helping them out. Definitely, it might be
No,
helping us out also. So, because it is more
yes,
personalized, it is more customized. So, reach out to
yes,
healthcare professionals like Parul, talk to them and get your problems understood by them and follow the advice, and don't lose patience. I think you will be definitely attaining the ideal weight. So thanks you so
yes.
much, Parul, for joining us at
Thank
Medicircle and
you.
giving this
Thank you,
great piece of
Smita.
advice.
Thank you, Smita. It was a pleasure joining you, and I hope this entire advice helps whoever he listens to it. Thank you so much, Smita. Thanks.
Most welcome.
Yeah. Bye bye. Bye
Bye.
bye.